Changing the brakes on your Sienna, make sure you jack it up by the pinch weld marked by that little triangle. You go ahead and take these off. Mine has the locking lug, so I always take the wheel off and I slide it under is just in case in case the car falls. The caliper bolts are 14 millimeter, so I'm just loosening the top one and then removing the bottom one so that you can see that you can just tilt the caliper up. And if you were doing just pads, you can skip to about 2 minutes and 9 seconds, but this is how you would do it, is you slide it up, pull the pads out, then put new pads back in and slide it down. But now I'm going to remove it completely since we have to do the rotors too, and you have to take the bracket off for that. And so you can see the slide pins, sometimes they're a little stuck. I pick it up and put it on the very top and like tie it up with like a wire or something that I have around. This one I had some extra wire around, and I tied it to the metal piece of the brake hose, not the rubber part of the brake hose, so just be aware of that. The actual bracket itself is a 17 millimeter. You just remove tops and bottoms, and then the whole thing will come off. Sometimes the rotor gets stuck, and you can see that there's like rust around the inner bore of the of the disc. You can use a bolt that's 8 millimeter with a 1.25 pitch. Most Hondas, that's most of what their bolts are. You just put it in that hole, and it'll pop it it'll pop it off the rust, and it'll just slide off like that. But I just pulled that from a box of Honda parts. Go ahead and clean off the mating surface. You can use like a wire wheel to clean it up, but this one wasn't that bad. My rotors that I'm putting on are directional because they're slotted. This is because the Siennas are notorious for their discs getting hot. So put it on the directional correct way, put the bracket on. Those bracket bolts are torqued to 77 foot-pounds. I did not show myself torquing those down. Next, you bring the caliper back down and you halfway put in that top bolt again so you can tilt it up like that. Right now I'm removing the dust cover off the bleeder valve and putting a wrench on it so that I can loosen it. The way that I bleed it is I have a little hose that I hook up to a little canister so that I don't get brake fluid all over the ground. So I'm just doing that right now, but it's easier to put the wrench on first. So then with that on, you go ahead and loosen it, and it also makes it so air doesn't come back in. It kind of creates like a extended system for it. So just unloosening that bleeder valve with the hose on there. There's multiple tools that you can push the pistons back in the caliper. I actually prefer just to use an old pad and then a big set of channel locks and just push it in, squeeze it together. There's links for the tools below also, but you squeeze it all the way in until the pad has become flush up against the caliper, meaning the pistons are already pushed in, and then you close the bleeder valve before you take pressure off the pad and the piston, and then put the dust cover back on. You can double check to make sure you tighten it all the way, but now you put the new pads on. These pads are specifically mated to these discs. These are towing brakes. They're supposed to be able to help with the heat because these do get hot and have a lot of issues with that. But you just grease up where they slide them into the little brackets. There's replacement ones, but I just put replacements on just a little while ago, so I'm not replacing the little the hardware that goes with it. The kit that's below does come with all the little hardware, but yeah, you just slide them in, pinch them together to make sure that they're flush, and then you can bring the caliper now down and it should slide over it, and you can put your slide pin bolts back in. Sometimes the casing for the slide bolt will spin, so you see right here there's a special wrench that reaches in there and gets it, but you can use a pair of pliers. I use a pair of vice grips just to hold on the grip. This is supposed to be torqued to 20 foot-pounds, but you see that I just kind of felt it and did it, but I used that channel lock to hold it together. See how it's vibrating still? That's kind of important to know when you're going up to go push the brake later, but clear out all the other stuff that you had in there. Put the wheel back on, which I didn't show, but you go ahead and open the hood because you're going to need to replace some of the brake fluid that you took out of the system when you did that. So there's this panel that's up by the cowl. You open it up, just pour the correct amount of brake fluid in there. when you start the car, before you go anywhere, put it in drive, you got to push the brake a bunch of times to make sure that the pedal's completely where it's supposed to be, and then you should be able to then drive and test it.